Hello there, everybody. This is TheRatMan, and yeah, we're getting into some weighty topics here. This isn't about anything industry related as far as the games industry goes or anything like that. If you've read the title of this or seen whatever thumbnail I make for this, then you probably already know what I'm about to talk about, and it's about the current situation surrounding Iron Mouse, and most notably how Iron Mouse has gotten absolutely screwed over by Vshojo. And not just Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse, most of the other VTubers that are with that agency, and the Immune Deficiency Foundation that Iron Mouse was doing charity for. Specifically the second time around, according to her story. And really, the reason I want to throw my sort of hat into this ring is, I guess, as a show of fellow compassion. A compassion from someone who can somewhat relate to Iron Mouse on this issue. Not not literally, not directly, but I I don't like using this word a lot of the time because I feel like it's heavily overused, but I guess you could say it's a solidarity thing. Because as most people will know, Iron Mouse has immune deficiency disorder. Horrible, horrible chronic illness. Absolutely awful. Requires constant medical treatment, and it's just it can lead to horrible things. Absolutely horrible things. There's someone else I know personally who's very close to me who has a chronic illness themselves that's very similar. They have lupus. I will not go any further than that. They have made it public that they have lupus, so I will not go any deeper into that. But you know, again, another deeply problematic chronic illness. It's not something that can be easily brushed off or treated, essentially. And so I wanted to pitch my voice in as someone who can relate from not only having someone close to me who suffers from something similar, and but also being someone who myself suffers from a chronic illness. It's by no means the same thing as immune deficiency disorder, not at all, not by a long shot, but it has most certainly hampered my life in certain ways. And to those of you who have been around my channel for a good while, you will know what this condition is. I haven't said it yet, but you will know what this condition is. For those of you who don't know, I have epilepsy. I've had epilepsy for most of my life, pretty much ever since I was in elementary school. I've had epilepsy. And epilepsy, it's chronic. It's chronic illness. Without, my proper medical treatment, I am at active risk of having a seizure pretty much whenever. I am, it's severely impaired parts of my life. For one, it has put a great deal of stress on me in terms of finding a job outside of anything relating to videos or streaming. Because obviously, most jobs want you to be in office, even after the whole pandemic thing happened. But for me, I can't be trusted to be put behind the wheel of a car. I can't be trusted to drive. I just can't. Because if something happens to me when I drive, if I have a seizure while driving, I'm not only endangering myself, I'm endangering everyone around me. Everyone in the car, everyone in the other cars, everyone who might be on sidewalks near my car. Everyone around me is in danger if I have a seizure and I'm driving a car. Which means, for the most part, I'm stuck here at home, having to figure out how to make a living for myself remotely. And unfortunately, for someone like me who's still trying to find work and doesn't have a, you know, the crazy sort, a built up network that someone who is a veteran of whatever industry they're in has, as someone who's is still struggling to finish their bachelor's degree at the moment. Yeah, yeah, it's difficult. For some reason, well, for some reason, in quotation marks, it's difficult for people like me to find remote jobs. And so I say all this just to get across just how awful Vshojo truly is here. This isn't just a scummy agency just screwing over talent, right? We've seen that a ton of times already. We've seen this constantly, right? This is a tale as old as time. It is celebrities getting screwed over by their agencies, by their managers, all that stuff. That's been happening for decades. It's always a terrible thing when it happens, but unfortunately, it's not abnormal. It's an unfortunate reality of the industry for a lot of people out there. What makes this situation especially cruel is the fact that it's happening to someone like Iron Mouse, who, like me, like my friend, my very close friend, suffers from a rather debilitating chronic illness that prevents them from doing a lot. So they're not only stealing away the livelihood of a very talented, very kind and compassionate person, they're also stealing it away from someone who, more than most people, really, really needs it. They need that living more than most, because trying to find a living most other ways is very, very difficult. Extremely difficult in many cases. And even beyond that, they're stealing it away. They stole away almost an entire charity funds, an entire charity fundraiser's worth of money to line their own pockets. They stole a bunch of charity money from the Immune Deficiency Foundation, from that subathon that Iron Mouse did the second time around, according to her story, that raised a whole bunch of money. It was like the biggest subathon ever, all that stuff. Raised like $500,000 and shit. And throwing that out there. And just all of that, what am I saying? You get what I'm saying. They took that $500,000 and just apparently never paid out the money. Just never paid out the money for like a whole year. A whole year, they're just quietly lining their own pockets with $500,000 that were donated for the express purpose of helping people who suffer from an very, very like cruel and debilitating immune deficiency disorder, one that Iron Mouse herself suffers from. And that on top of skimming the vast majority of her own money that she rightfully earned and that she needs far more than any of the greedy fucking executives running Vshojo. I just wanted to put this video out there because it's something that relates to me and it's related to me. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little choked up over this whole thing because it's just, again, this is a subject that resonates with me on a very deep level. given that this is, again, chronic illness is something else that I have suffered with as well, just in a very different form, but I understand many of the troubles that come with it. There are certain things that are just, there are certain troubles with having chronic illness, no matter what kind, that are just universal. And being able to find a proper living and being able to generally just live secure in yourself is one of them. I know from my own experience, I know from the experience of people that I are very close to me. And so I'm just putting this video out there to show my support for Iron Mouse during all of this as a fellow sufferer of chronic illness. I mean, like, I understand you. I understand, and hopefully, perhaps, perhaps, there's just a little bit of my audience or people who just come across this video who haven't heard about the situation or don't know much about Iron Mouse, who are learning about the situation from me and are learning about the true weight of the situation and the cruelty of it from me. So, who knows? I hopefully this video can be a force of good out there, right? I don't know. I needed to throw my emotions out there. I needed to throw my emotions out there. Sorry about that. That's my phone. Ignore that. I'm not editing this video. I'm not going through editing this. This is you're getting this pure. You're getting this raw. You're getting this as is. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really. Just to show my support for Iron Mouse and of course the other VTubers who are getting screwed over by Vshojo, and to hopefully get across to those who might not totally understand the situation just how cruel the situation truly is from the mouth of someone who does suffer from chronic illness himself, even if it's not the same. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not sure I really have much else to say. I will see you all later.